try to focus my conversations every morning on what I'm grateful for. Because if I start my day thinking about what I'm grateful for, I'm going to find more things to be grateful for throughout the day. And that only adds to the power of looking for positivity and looking for the good things in life, looking for more and more opportunity. Because if you're not grateful, you're going to have a lot harder of a time understanding that everything that happens to you happens for you. If you think of and go through life that way, your life will feel a lot easier. It also feels a lot easier when you take responsibility for your life. I remember my life kind of started to change about a month or two ago because I was talking with a mentor of mine, and they mentioned that I need to start taking responsibility for what was happening to me and stop looking to other things for help and explanation. Not that you can't look for help, you should, but don't make that the reason why you're not winning, or you're not succeeding, or you're not where you want to be yet, because it all comes in time. And the more grateful you are, the more you grow. Because when things come up that aren't exactly what you want, you're able to do a better job of not internalizing it. You're able to do a better job of responding instead of reacting. Because there's so much power in putting, I don't want to say emotional distance because that's not really what it is, but it's kind of like setting a boundary for yourself, saying, hey, this is not the way that I want to respond in this moment, so I'm not going to do that. How do I want to respond in this moment? I want to respond in this moment in this way, so I'm going to do that. And there's so much power in that, because then you stop being defensive and you start being offensive, but not in your face about it. You're just not responding, There are certain times in life where you're going to feel like you're being challenged because you feel like you have to defend yourself. But the truth is, you don't, The people who can see your intention, the people who can see, what you're trying to do, which I guess would be also your intention, they're gonna understand. They're gonna connect with you as long as you're being true to yourself. That's probably the most important thing that I've learned, is that if you stay true to yourself, maybe 70% of the problems that you might have disappear, because you're now responding the way that you want to. You're living up to your expectations of yourself, and others' expectations if you don't matter. One of my mentors likes to say, your opinion of me, what does he say? Oh, your opinion of me is none of my business. That's what it is. And I think that that's so true. Because at the end of the day, the only person that you should be trying to please, the only person whose opinion really matters is your own. About you, are you proud of the things that you did today? Are you grateful for your life? Are you, are you taking a step forwards toward your dream? Are you happy? Those are the questions that matter. And we get so caught up in what other people think because we want people to like us. But at the end of the day, do you like yourself? I can tell you I didn't really. I can tell you, there are probably, I would say, a good chunk of the songs that I wrote, over the past, maybe not over the past year, but the 2 years leading up to that didn't really speak so kindly of myself. That kind of put myself down a little bit, and I tried to not be, the victim in the songs, because that's not really what I stand for, and that's not really the kind of artist that I want to be. But I didn't have the best view of myself, and my song Armory is a perfect example of that. I wrote a song about how I felt like I wasn't somebody who could be loved. Not the way that I wanted to be. And I realized that was because in the song too, but it also in my life, and I actually internalized this later than I wrote it, which is interesting. But I realized that I needed to love myself first. I needed to love, who I was becoming and the person that I was. Not even the person that I was becoming, just who I was in that moment. That's what I needed to love. Or who, I needed to know that I was proud of myself and I was happy with where my life was going. And if I wasn't, then that was something that I needed to address, because that's not the kind of life that I want to have. And honestly, once I figured that out, the quality of my writing elevated, the subject matters of my life elevated. I started writing about experiences I haven't even had yet, so I don't really know what to do with them. But, it gave me access to something that I didn't even know existed. But it all starts and it all comes back to being grateful and talking about how much you're grateful. Because when you're grateful, that's power. That's happiness. Especially grateful in the little things. Like, I'm grateful for the smell of coffee when it wakes me up in the morning. Me personally, I really am. I'm grateful for the way that coffee tastes, because I love it. Even if I use more like cream and sugar than I do coffee, I love it. It's just how I take my coffee. And people used to make fun of me for it, and I used to feel guilty about it. Now I don't care. It tastes too good. It makes me feel good in the morning to start my day that way. So let me ask you, what are you grateful for? What are you grateful for every morning when you wake up? What makes you happy? Doing what? Focus on that. Start your day being grateful. Start your day doing something you love. See how it goes.